Alright, this is John Cola with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to review and compare the Omega 8006 horizontal single auger juicer to the Solostar 3C single auger juicer. Now, both these machines have been out in the market in a different reiteration for many years now. The Omega 8006 actually started out as the Omega 8003 and 8005 that then got basically upgraded to the Omega 8004 and 8006. Only the color is different on those two models. Since that time, the all-new Omega NC800 has come out. That's even improved on the Omega 8006. Over on this side, this is the Solostar 3C, and this is the latest Solostar version. Solostar originally came out the Solostar, original Solostar 1, and then came out the original Solostar 2, then they came out with the Solostar 3 for a brief period of time, and now they have the Solostar 3C, the latest model that offers you guys the greatest value. Now, the reason why I'm comparing these two guys today is because these two guys are the exact same price point. You know, we're trying to compare apples to apples here. You know, Omega's offering at the under $300 mark and Trivest offering at the under $300 mark. Each one of these have their own pros and cons. Of course, you're looking at this one over here. Yeah, John, that's shiny chrome, right? Well, this is chrome-plated plastic. And over on this side, we have a solid black color. Now, yes, while they are the same exact price, have the same exact warranty, 15 years, which is your confidence that you'll be juicing literally for the next 15 years if you buy one of these horizontal single auger machines. The Solostar 3C has additional advantages over the Omega 8006. Oh, the other thing I need to mention that the Solostar 3C actually has just gone under a recent price drop. It was formerly $349 and now it's under $300, which just makes even a better value. And the reason why it's such a better value in my opinion, because of this attachment right here. With the Solostar 3C, you now get this little attachment here. And what this little attachment does, it allows you to use the machine either on electricity or just take off the front end cap, put it on this piece right here, and now you can use it as a hand crank juicer. So whether you want to go camping, whether you're traveling abroad and they don't take 110 volt appliances, whether you're going camping, whether you're tailgate partying, whether you're on a boat, you can now take your juicer on a boat. Oh, another thing very important for you preppers out there, if you don't have electricity at your house, or the power goes out, which, you know, everybody seems to live in fear of this happening, you're going to be covered with the Solostar 3C. The C stands for actually convertible model because it is convertible between electric and non-electric. Now, because I have the convertible attachment on site right now, and we got the Omega 8006 over here, let's see if this piece will attach on to this guy right here. This guy does not attach, so if you want to get the manual version, you're going to have to get the Solostar 3C to be able to use it hand crank. Yeah, I mean, this alone, just buying the juicer alone for the hand crank model is $100+. So you're getting it included with the Solostar 3C. I think it's an amazing deal. Now, I do want to mention that both these machines are horizontal single auger machines, and they both work very similar and have very similar parts. I guess the first of which I want to start with the motor body. Obviously this one's looking a little bit more sleek. This one has a 150 watt motor. Over on the Solostar 3C, this has actually a 180 watt motor, and that means this one's more powerful. The other thing that's nice about the Solostar 3C is it has a detachable cord. This is standard IEC computer cord. And in addition, built into where you plug in the cord on the back of the machine, let me see if I can show that to you guys, there's a little fuse. So if you do overload the machine, it will blow the fuse, which you can then easily replace. the Omega 8006 does not have a user replaceable fuse in it, although it does have a thermal overload, built in. Now the next thing I want to cover is some of the parts that comes with the machine. Of course, we have these both set up for juicing, and in a minute we'll be juicing 2 pounds of carrots to see which one of these machines will beat the other one in a yield test. But both these machines will also allow you to make things like banana sorbet or fruit sorbets, nut butters, baby foods, homogenize and make nut pâtés, and basically crush up and mince things like garlic. And likewise, I've even made things like salsas in these juicers by literally just putting in the blank plates and running everything through the machine. So both these machines have very similar uses. The difference is in basically how they're made. So let's go over some of the different parts. Of course, you're going to see here the collection cups on the Solostar 3C, a little bit smaller than on the Omega 8006. I'm going to have to say I like the Omega 8006 in this respect. A lot more functional, larger collection cups. Now next to the pushers, I kind of personally like the heavy dutiness of the pusher on the Solostar 3C better than the Omega. Of course, we have the funnels on both machines, which I like the funnel actually on the Omega because it looks cooler. Hey, let's see if they're interchangeable. Not quite interchangeable. All right. Next, we got the end cap. So each of these end caps offer pros and cons. The end cap on the Omega 8006, there is no adjustability on that. You just put it on and you're ready to go. So this is very simple if you just want to put your juicer together and start juicing and not have to think about anything. And I know many of you guys out there want to be able to do that and not have to think. Just put it together and you're ready to go. On the Solostar 3C, there is this little adjustment on the end that you can adjust from tight to loose or from closed to open. And the tighter you set this, the more back pressure you're going to keep on the produce, which means you may get extra juice out of the produce you're juicing. But once again, this is another setting. In general, you're going to want to set it the tightest setting for juicing vegetables and leafy greens, hard vegetables and leafy greens, and the softest setting for fruits, so it allows for minimal back pressure. Okay, next, of course, we have the juicing screen. This is where things get a little bit different. As you guys can see, there's a massive difference in the screen shape. So the main thing we're looking at here is a screen shape. The Omega 8006 has basically 2 juicing screens. Stage 1, as you put the produce in, the produce is crushed. Juice comes out this stage 1 screen. It then gets basically crushed and squeezed out further, which then the juice comes out stage 2 screen. So that's 2 stages. And the first screen is a plastic. The second stage is the stainless steel. And on the Solostar 3C, you have 2 stages once again. The initial crush, the juice comes out this first section of screen. Then the produce or the pulp gets crushed more in this little section. Then it goes to stage 2. So this is also a 2-stage juicer. You know, it amazes me how there's still single-stage, single auger horizontal juicers on the market at this time. There are the brand Samson Brands continues to have a single-stage juicer. In my tests, the dual-stage single auger juicers always perform better than the single-stage ones. Now, because there is more screen area, this will generally mean there's more opportunity for juice to come out of the holes on the screen, so this will mean you will likely get a higher yield. The negative is that, of course, because there is more screen area, there's a lot more cleaning you will have to do at the end of your juicing. I personally kind of like the Omega because there's very little screen area to clean. This makes it very simple to clean, although I do like the Solostar 3C because it is an all stainless steel screen, whereas the Omega has, plastic on the stage 1 on the screen. Alright, next let's go to the auger, and here's the auger on the Omega 8006, and here's the auger on the Solostar 3C. As you guys can see, the auger on the Solostar 3C is a bit longer, so what this means is that there's, once again, the machine is going to be more efficient at grinding and will be grinding up the produce more than the Omega 8006. In addition, there's more opportunity for the pulp to basically get squeezed and the juice to come out through the screen. And also this has a unique auger shape on the end. It basically does last minute grind before the juice comes out to make sure you're going to get all the juice there. Now, another thing I want to cover is that the Tribest company on the Solostar 3C advertises the Solostar 3C as BPA free, containing a virtually BPA free auger. So they're making direct BPA claims on their box that they can back up, and at this time Omega does not make any such claims on this machine. And in my opinion, I believe this does have some polycarbonate that may contain some BPA, but Omega is not really saying. So if that's a concern for you, you might want to go for the machine that's claiming BPA free. I would encourage all manufacturers of juicers out there to have BPA claims on the boxes, as well as testing to support their data. Alright, so last part of the machine, of course, is the main body. Here's the main body on one, the main body on the other. I mean, they're very similar. The feed chute sizes are the same, you know, for all practical purposes. I like the Omega one, it's a little more clear. The Solostar 3C is a little more smoke, but other than that, I mean, pretty much the same. The area where the juice could come out on the Solostar 3C is a lot larger than the Omega 8006. Alright, so I guess let's go ahead and put these guys back together. Now, assembly of these machines are very simple, and I want to let you guys know that these are low speed machines. They both run at 80 RPMs, revolutions per minute. And these kind of horizontal juicers that we're assembling here, and I'll be talking about today, you know, are really good for specific kinds of produce, such as the leafy greens, the sprouts, and the wheatgrass. I mean, these machines excel at juicing those items. Now, they will juice other things, but they may not be the best. So they're decent at juicing, you know, hard vegetables and other vegetables. And then for juicing fruits, they're probably not the best juicer, although they will juice the fruits. You know, when you juice fruits alone, because of their soft texture may basically clog up and back up the juicer. So it's best to juice fruits with vegetables. So say you want to make an apple juice and it's mostly making applesauce because your apples are old and mealy and not hard and firm and crisp. And that's another very important thing, to always juice hard, firm, and crisp produce. You want to put apples and then feed in a piece of apple, then a piece of carrot, apple, carrot, and then it's going to work a lot better for you. Alright, so I mean, basically these guys are super simple to assemble. You put in the augers, then you take the screens. Of course, on the Omega, the stage 2 screen is pointed down. You're just going to run that all the way back. And on the Solostar 3C, you're going to look for this thing that says upper, and that's going to face upright, and you're just going to put that in, and then you're going to take the end casing and put it in there and turn it to lock, and same thing with the Omega 8006. Now, I like these machines because they're very simple and easy to operate. I mean, I always encourage you guys to rotate the produce that you're putting into the machine to give the juicer different textures. But these machines are pretty much like no-brainer machines. They're just you turn them on, put your stuff in, you know, you push each thing in, it gets juiced, you turn it off, you clean it, and you're done. I like these style horizontal machines because they are much easier to clean. Of course, there are other slow juicers on the market, including twin gear juicers such as the Green Star Elite by Tribest, and of course they're the vertical single auger juicers that actually I use personally in my kitchen. Be sure to check my other videos for the videos on the vertical single auger juicers as compared to the horizontal single auger juicers. They both have their pros and cons, you know, once again, and I'm comparing these two horizontal auger juicers today. Alright, so I guess the next thing to do is we're just going to get juicing, and what we're going to juice today are something very popular, and that's simply baby carrots. So the baby carrots, they come pre-washed. I have actually already weighed these guys out, 2 even pounds on the Solostar 3C side and 2 pounds on the Omega 8006 side. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and turn these machines on. Let's get juicing. So we're just going to go ahead and drop in a few carrots a little bit at a time on each machine and see how it auto feeds and see how it juices. Once again, on the Solostar 3C we have the adjustment all the way tight, and on the Omega 8006 there is no adjustment. Now I know some of you guys might be thinking, John, why are you juicing carrots, man? I've heard carrots are high in sugar when you juice them. And yes, while I do agree that for a root vegetable, carrots do have a higher amount of sugar than other things you could be juicing, such as leafy greens, I also believe there is a tremendous benefit from juicing the carrots. I mean, when's the last time you got some carrot juice in you, right? There's all these beneficial carotenoids, beneficial nutrients and antioxidants within the carrot juice. You know, carrots are so popular and even used in a therapy called the Gerson therapy, where patients simply use carrot and apple juice, and many people have gotten better from things like cancer just on that protocol. All right, so it looks like the machines are not auto feeding, so we're just gonna go have to push the carrots down a little bit into each machine, and maybe I'll have to start feeding the carrots one at a time so we don't get a carrot jam. All right, let's go ahead and just take one and one, drop them in, and hopefully if we do that, it should auto feed. So I'll be back at you in just a little bit when we got more of these carrots juiced. Alright, so as you guys can see, I'm about halfway done juicing these baby organic carrots in the horizontal single auger machines. It is working fairly well. I have noticed if they are larger diameter carrots and I drop them in, I will have to use the pusher, but if I have smaller diameter carrots, I can just drop them in and they'll basically self-feed in the machine. Now with every juicer, you know, comparing different, you know, horizontal single auger machines to vertical single auger machines, there are pros and cons. I personally like the vertical auger machines these days because they're basically auto feeding when I'm juicing baby carrots such as this. That being said, in general, they don't juice the leafy greens, especially the wheatgrass and sprouts, as well as the horizontal machines do. So it's very important, you know, to watch my videos, subscribe to my videos, to check out and see which juicer may be the best one for you. You know, I juice all different kinds of ingredients for you guys. You guys can see how the machines specifically work so that you guys can determine the best juicer that's going to meet your needs. Now, I also want to remind you, you know, today I'm juicing carrots. I don't juice carrots each and every day, but some of you guys may be wanting to juice a lot of carrots. You know, I like to do what's called diet rotation. I rotate the foods that I'm eating and also the juices that I'm drinking. So every day I'll drink something new. And when you see me make a different juice off comparison using different produce items, that's what I'm usually drinking that day. So today I'm drinking carrots. And, you know, for example, yesterday I drank celery, power greens mix, and cucumbers. And I also want to encourage you guys to, you know, juice a variety, because in every one of these different fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, there's all different kinds of vitamins and minerals, but more importantly, things known as phytochemicals and phytonutrients, many of which may have anti-cancer and anti-aging and antioxidant effects on our bodies. And, you know, literally that's why I'm juicing, so that I could stay healthy, young, vibrant, keep a good proper weight, have a lot of energy, you know, more so than the next guy. Alright, so I'm going to continue juicing and we'll be back at you when we're about done. Alright, so I'm just about done juicing these baby carrots in each of the machines, and it's actually going quite well. Had to use a pusher a few times. I think we got about 4 more carrots left on each side, and it's going to be very interesting to see the differences in yield between these two machines. Now, one of the things I want to mention to you guys is that, you know, we can look inside the Omega 8006 and we don't really see any pulp, because the part that you look through is basically the grinding apparatus. The juice is getting squeezed out part of the screen that's covered by this, which is stage 2. Stage 1 looks like over here, and there's no pulp really kind of getting stuck or clogged in it. Now on the Solostar 3C, a little bit different matter. Of course, stage 2 is hidden by the end cap here, but we can see stage 1, where it looks like there's a, you know, a fair bit of pulp being pushed out through stage 1 into the screen that may be clogging some of the larger holes. Now, I don't want you guys to be alarmed when this happens. Don't think, oh, the screen's clogged up, it's not working. That's only stage 1, where some of the larger particles are coming out as the machine comes down. On stage 2, I do not see any you know, pulp clogging up the machine. All right, well, here's the last carrot in either machine. That's pretty much it. We've juiced a total of 2 pounds of carrots in both these machines now. Now the thing that's important to remember is that after you're done juicing in any juicer, you don't want to just put the last carrot in and then turn the machine off instantly, because as you guys can see, we still got some juice dripping out and the pulp is actually still running out here. So we're just going to go ahead and let that run for a couple more seconds before we turn both these machines off. Now another thing I like to do is before turning the machine off, we'll turn the machine off, and then I like to tip the machine back a little bit, because there's always going to be a little bit of juice stuck in this little body here that we'll be able to get out by tipping the machine backwards. Next, we're going to go ahead and move this juice out for you guys to see, and we're going to go ahead and turn off the Solostar 3C as well, and we're going to tip this guy back just a little bit and see if we get any more extra juice out. And yes, there's just a few more drops. Alright, and then now we'll be able to move this guy out for you. Now, I want to take a second and check the pulp on both these machines. I mean, I kind of like, once again, the collection on this one. It kind of distributes the pulp more evenly, and this one kind of makes it, you know, go more taller. Oops. And we're going to go ahead and feel and squeeze the pulp. Feels pretty dry. We're squeezing it, and I drip 1, 2, 3 drips out, and actually that's fairly efficient doing that. Next, over on the Solostar 3C, feeling the pulp. Feels a little bit wetter to me, and if I'm squeezing it, you know, actually a fair bit more pulp and juice squeezes out of the pulp there. So based on this, I'm going to guess that the Omega 8006 may be the winner in this yield test. Next, of course, let's go ahead and take some measuring cups here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and strain out the juices. Now, both these machines come with additional strainers, so you can strain out your juice when you make it, and I like that the Solostar 3C includes 2 strainers to strain out your juice, not just one. So first we're going to go ahead and pour off this juice from the Solostar 3C through our sieve. Once again, identical sieves. So far so good. I'm not seeing any pulp being collected by the sieve, of course. You know, the thing to remember is that the pulp often is at the bottom. Alright, so now once we got to the bottom, there is a fair bit of pulp being caught by the sieve. We're going to go ahead and carefully tap this guy out, make sure we get all the juice. And after that, we got a nice little pulp patty there. We're going to go ahead and set that aside. Now we're going to go ahead and pour the juice from the Omega 8006. And we have a nice little pour spout on this guy. Once again, pouring it right through. And as we pour, I'm seeing a little bit of pulp getting caught. It'll be interesting to see as we get down to the end if there's even more pulp. Alright, as we get down to the end, yes, there's definitely more pulp in the Omega 8006 as well. And we're going to go ahead and tap that down. Alright, much smaller pulp patty. Let's see, comparing it, the size of the different pulp patties, I would say and have to say that the pulp patty on the Solostar 3C is probably about, I don't know, 2/3 more pulp. So there's like 1/3 and 2/3 that makes a whole. So yeah, more pulp on the Solostar 3C. So after we remove the pulp, now let's go ahead and do a comparison. And I want to show you guys this up close and personal. Alright, so here's a close-up on the juices. Once again, we got the juice on the left, Solostar 3C, juice on the right, the Omega 8006, and check it out, juice on the right from the Solostar 3C looks like it's just at 2 cups. And if we go to the juice on the right, which is once again the Omega 8006, wow, looks like we got between 1 3/4 cups and 2 cups. So yes, wow, clear winner on the yield there. So as you guys just learned, the Solostar 3C produced more juice, and according to my calculations, it produced approximately 10% more juice than the Omega 8006. Now, once again, each juicer has their pros and cons, and if you're looking at yield alone, you know, in most cases I would say the Solostar 3C is going to be the winner. I mean, just due to the increased screen area. Of course, you did see it also created more pulp, but you know, for this test we did actually remove the pulp, and even if we added the pulp back in, it would even make the Solostar 3C seem that it made more juice because it also put more pulp in the juice. Now, some people like pulp in their juice, some people don't. It's totally personal preference. You know, there's some studies out there that say there's actually, you know, nutrients that bind onto the pulp, you know, that come out in your juice, so you might want to drink some of that pulp, you know, especially the fine particulate pulp that you get in your juice, because you may be getting additional nutrition out of it. Of course, the last thing I have to do in this video is the taste test. So we're going to go ahead and taste test first the Omega 8006 juice. Nice and pure carrot juice, nothing better. My parents used to make me carrot juice as a kid, and even to this day, I love the taste of fresh carrot juice. Wow, it's quite good, yes. And I gotta give props out to Bunny Love Organic Carrots, some of the sweetest carrots you can buy. They are oftentimes available at Warehouse Club stores, and you can get, once again, the organic ones. Nice and smooth flavor. Once again, we removed all that pulp. Super delicious. Next, we're going to go for the Solostar 3C. See if there's any kind of difference in the taste. Tastes the same. Delicious, fresh carrot juice. In my opinion, you guys should be drinking carrot juice instead of milk. Alright, so to end this juice off video, we're going to have to declare the winner. And the winner today is, ding 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 ding, the Solostar 3C. Not only did it make 10% more juice, but at the same price point, it also offers you the hand crank attachment. So in case the power goes out, in case you're traveling, in case you're going to foreign countries, in case you want to have a tailgate party, and while your friends are drinking their margaritas, you could be drinking your carrot juice. You could go with the Solostar 3C, an incredible value by TriBest. If you're interested in purchasing the Solostar 3C, be sure to visit discountjuicers.com to purchase the Solostar 3C. Once again, my name is John Kohler with discountjuicers.com. Be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors. Alright, this is John Kohler with discountjuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and what we're going to do is we're going to answer a question I've been getting a lot lately. It's, John, what's the difference between the Omega VSJ843Q and the Omega